All right. Hi, this is Attican, and welcome to Series 4, Episode 8 of Manor Lords. We are going after the challenge accepted achievement, the Steam achievement. We have to win Restoring the Peace with the challenging preset difficulty. So we're just kind of taking a look at where we are. We've got some treasury money. We spent all our honor to open up Waldbrand here. So now we finally had kind of some success, and we have claimed another region, and we fought a nice battle, and we won, and hooray for us. Now we're going to just start the process. We're going to chase the hunting right over to the berries, and we'll delete the corpse pits that we used to do that. And we're just going to follow our basic repeatable process. As I recall, a couple of times I'll kind of stumble and get out of order or whatever, but basically we're going to follow the process and build, and I do mean this quite literally, around the berry bushes and the hunting ground. And here you can see what I meant. We're going to literally build a road around the hunting ground and have that be the center of our village. For just a moment there, I was about to panic, thinking, oh no, how did I lose all my wood? But I forgot to put down the settlers camp. So we'll do a modest one. That's all you need to do this successfully. And it's September, so this is a little easier. We're not starting in December in the heart of winter. But we've got supplies, and we may as well use them. And we've got, well, y'all know the drill. And in fact, I'm just going to let this run, and if I see anything that's a departure or significance, I'll comment. Otherwise, by now you guys know the process, and let's just see if you remember it as we go through this, and see if you can kind of think ahead to what's going to happen next. And I do have to throw in that I forgot, again, I remember, I don't know if it was one I recorded for you guys or just one I was playing on my own, but I was using Waldbrand and just didn't realize that that's a broken down large granary over there. I mean, you can rebuild it with no cost to your, with no cost, it doesn't cost you anything to build it. It goes up quickly, and we would have a large granary sitting there. It's not perfectly located, but it would work. I didn't catch that, but that's all right. That's all right. So now we're just going to literally build around this road, and you'll see all the stuff coming out on that road or on a road behind it. So I'm going to shut up for a while and let this thing go.
Spat it in my face and tried to carve me a new nipple. People, get to work!
foundations deeper. Why do I have to carry this alone?
So while the houses are building in Waldbrand, I thought it'd be nice to give some love to our other two regions. So I'm looking at how can we expand. I think it's the farming I want to do. Yeah, okay. First thing I want to do is second woodcutter. They just seems to be struggling with wood, and we don't have charcoal kiln in the Immenreuth region. So we're going to put in a second woodcutter. And I'm pointing out here, all these houses through here are not occupied. So we've got room to grow, and those will become occupied eventually. I'm going to go ahead and set them up with food suppliers, veggies and chickens. This region should have plenty of leather, plenty of hides, because we have the rich animal deposit. So we probably won't need goats at all. Now I'm just checking here, but this is something we set up to get the ale production going. So we'll go ahead and get the staffing in there, and then go over here and check on Nusslohe. Nusslohe has a bunch of unemployed, if you will, because we did some rapid building, and their Nusslohe's 89% approval, so we can get 2 families a month moving in there if you keep the houses up. And then the question becomes, well, how big do you want to be? And I will make it pretty big. I think I'd like to get I think yet another spear militia would be nice, to get 4 spear militia out of there, and hope we're going to have enough money to rebuild our retinue too. It's a shame to let them go like that, or maybe use, I think there's a way, if we can get the chainmail armor, I think we can actually recruit them with our armor. I haven't done that before, but we'll see if that works out later on. So I just want to kind of crank up the production of the iron slabs. And think about another way to make some money. We're not really taking advantage of that rich iron deposit. So we're going to put in a smithy to make tools. And then we're going to set up trade for the tools, even though we haven't made any. We're doing this because we're not going to be micromanaging this one at all. So we want to have everything set to go. So trade tools over 0. And I think we probably have 10 tools already ready to trade. See, that money is getting low, and we want to keep the money up. We want to make a lot of money so we can tax it and get our revenue up for buying militia and stuff like that. Although we're in decent shape now, but we still need the money. I'd love to bump up that retinue in Nusslohe if needed. And, you know, it never hurts to have money. Never. Actually thinking about how I'm contemplating how big do we want to grow, or how fast do we want to grow. And question for you guys, how quickly do you level up? You know, how quickly do you try to target moving through the stages of development and getting your development points? Because the development points are helpful, but they're not compelling. You know, so some of them you really want to have, but a lot of the development points, once you have 1 or 2 key ones for a particular region, you really don't need a lot. The game's really designed, I think it's beautiful. It's designed to have a lot of small villages that have specific functions, which I think is more, I suspect, is historically accurate. And anyway, how fast do you guys level up when you're playing?
Get to work, lads.
Aesthetically, I like these builds in the woods, but they really can be hard to see sometimes. So we're deciding which way to go here, and this is definitely a farming community. We definitely want to get more barley going. We need a lot more barley farming, and we need some more bread. And so after all said and done, I really want to do honey. I just keep wanting to do the honey, but I think we're going, yep, heavy plow. It makes the most sense because you can stretch your workers farther that way, and we can start having bigger farms faster with the heavy plow. And actually want to target the oven again, because that artisan oven, or whatever it's called, where you can actually extend the oven into, you know, at a burgage plot. I think that's very powerful personally. Here's where I realized, what are you doing? You've got a repeatable process. Follow the repeatable process. So I need to get refocused and build a church. That's what's going on there. I started to queue up more houses. It seemed like a great idea. And then I realized you haven't built your church. That's part of your process. Build your church and your well.
Let's go, people!
Gave the old ox a handful of the month-old grain. He spat it in my face and tried to cut me a new nipple.
Let's get to work!
Come on, laddie, come on.
Let's go, people!
Come on, laddie, come on.
Bloody frigid winters. Only 2 toes left, and my wife says she'll be able to bolt on the 6th Thursday.
Come on, people! Get to work!
Poor quality, he said.
All right, so here I finally decided to get back over here and get some more wheat fields set up. We've got a lot of bread to make. We need a lot of bread, and we need to get the extra wheat. We've got some excess labor now. We've got the ability to staff farms. So let's go ahead and set up another set of 3. There we go. So we'll just kind of centrally locate another farmhouse, and we're going to set up this first one to work those 3 fields. The next one will work the next 3 as soon as we get it built, and we'll use our usual crop rotation. Only now it's fallow wheat and wheat. I'm looking at that flour that's in the granary and thinking how awful, and then I'm thinking, well, it's not that awful because we're gonna. No, you know what? I goofed up there. I really don't want that. That's going to be fixed because we've set up a level 2 burgage plot down near the farms, right where we've got our windmill and where the farm. Those first 3 farmhouses are harvesting. So we don't want the flour up there at the granary. So we're either going to have to, well, we're just going to have to deal with what's there. Is just going to we're just going to have to be inefficient and walk back and forth to get it out of there. Because we really, right down here is where we want to have our entire, this is going to be our L setup and our bread setup for Immenreuth.
Just give me a hammer and something needs to not move. I'll put it in the tools. Just give me a hammer and something needs to not move. Gave the old ox a handful of month-old grey. He spat it in my face and tried to carve me a new nipple.
we're accumulating a lot of leather here, surprising amount, as it's because of the goats that we have. And so we're going to trade excess leather as well. It's just another money source, and we don't need it jamming up our warehousing system. And by the way, I'm just not going to have many comments here. If I'm continually do the same thing, I don't need to tell you 5 times that I'm doing X when you've watched me do it 4 other times. So I'm going to, this may be a little boring, I don't know, but I'm just going to kind of watch along with you, and I will throw in comments if I see something I think so worth an instructional point or an interesting point, or if I just get bored and feel like talking, then I'll start talking again. Okay, so right here I'm wondering, all right, come on, that's awfully long take. We'll have to go back to that, but I think it turns out to be a staffing issue, probably from a holdover from some burial ceremony we had to have for one of our invasions. And I'm talking about how slowly the lumber was growing, not at all really, how slowly we were accumulating lumber back in Nusslohe. Honestly, I don't know what I'm thinking about. There's something I'm thinking about really hard, but I don't know what it was.
Gave the old ox a handful of month-old grab. He spat it in my face and tried to carve me.
I must say this, I'm really getting sick of the carve me a new nipple comment. I realize you can only have so many comments in here, but after you put some hours in this game, the music gets repetitive and the comments get very repetitive, and they're almost to the point where you could turn them off. But I do like the immersion, and I like the idea of the comments and the accent and the whole bit, but my word, we need some more. We need some new dialogue, please. New dialogue. That from the guy who's showing a video and not even talking. But sorry, I have to laugh at myself. Now, the thing that Waldbrand has, besides the fertility, is rich berries. So I've decided to start harvesting berries, picking berries, and use them as our first trade item to get our economy started. So I'm trying to do a better job of watching the cues, namely those messages, and when they pop up, kind of tell me to go do something. For example, a farmhouse finished in Immenreuth. Okay, go over there and see what else you need to do. Next step, put in your heavy plow, right? And then after that, think about staffing it if it's the right time of the year. So those cues, the sounds and the particularly those messages there can help you kind of figure out what's going on in the regions you're not looking at. And after you get reasonably good at the game, and I think at this point I'm reasonably good, you can kind of follow those cues to tell you what to do in each of the regions. So that's how you can juggle multiple. And I think we'll see how this goes, but we may be juggling 5 or 6 regions before this is over. Certainly 4. We'll see. But I know that the vote, when I put the vote out there, do you want to see a lot of regions with bartering, or do you want to just finish this quickly? It was like 4-1 for the bartering. So we're going to try to barter and grow regions and develop a lot of different regions as much as we can. And that's also why it's just so hard for me to come up with something to say, because you're kind of using the same techniques over and over again. And you know, I can only repeat myself so many times before I mean, you know, I just can't come up with crap to say all the time. Everything isn't epic. Everything isn't awesome. Everything isn't perfect. It just is what it is. So there we are. I'm kind of thinking about Immenreuth feeding the world and Waldbrand getting the world drunk. That's sort of how I'm looking at this. So, in other words, big time bread production in Immenreuth with some barley so they can just take care of themselves, and then really go just enough bread to feed Waldbrand, possibly Waldbrand and somebody else. But main thing is ale production. Well, main thing will be ale production in Waldbrand, because I'm really going after the Immer here in Immenreuth. Let's stop this episode right here. Pretty, call it, we'll use the word chill, which is code for boring. Kind of a slow episode, but we did establish another region, Waldbrand, and it went well. And we've got Waldbrand with a solid foundation now and ready to start contributing to society. And I think we have a plan with the berries to make it financially viable village, and we'll work on all that good stuff in the next episode. So I hope you're enjoying this. I hope you're getting something out of this that's helping you become a better player. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Manor Lords video. Thank you.